Exceptional living expected of the godly. Daniel chapter 6 and verse 3. Now Daniel so distinguished himself among the administrators and the satraps by his exceptional qualities that the king planned to set him over the whole kingdom. Daniel was in exile from Jerusalem and he served three different kings during his lifetime. It is interesting to note that Daniel was so distinguished that all the kings wanted to have him in their administration. This was because he was godly and his life reflected God in all of his life activities. What made him exceptional? His very first step of his decision not to defile himself from eating from the royal food. He did not give in to the physical pleasure of comfort. It was a privilege for a refugee to enjoy the food from the palace. Nevertheless, he did not consider that as a comfort but as a bait. Therefore, he stood ground, and such a choice made him exceptional. Every time he rescued the kings from their intense, life-threatening issues, Daniel was careful to acknowledge and honor God, and that led the kings to publicly proclaim the God of Daniel to be the supreme God. This I call it exceptional living. Exceptional living is not living on the expenses of others, manipulating them. It is living in a way that displays the splendor and glory of God through our lives. Daniel reflected it through his life in four simple ways. Number 1, he made deliberate choice not to defile himself. Number 2, he had dedicated companions who stood by him and shared the same principles of honoring God. Number 3, he had a die-hard commitment to even die for the sake of his God. Finally, he had a daring consistency of praying despite a decree from the king not to pray to any gods other than the king himself. Can we ask ourselves if we have these qualities that are exceptional? If so, we can reflect God through our lives and God can lift us up. Exceptional living expected of the godly. Amen.